Every gesture, glance, and posture gives away a person's true feelings. By the end of this video, you'll be able to read these cues like a pro and understand what's really going on in someone else's mind. Our bodies convey messages far more than our words do. According to former FBI agent and body language expert Joe Navarro, even the smallest nonverbal cues reveal insights into our emotions and intentions. Imagine how understanding these cues could impact your relationships, career, or even day-to-day interactions. Facial expressions, eye contact, posture, and gestures all make up this silent but powerful language. Many body language experts have described body language as our first language, which is a fundamental part of human interaction long before words come into play. But why is understanding body language so valuable? Understanding it allows us to interpret what people aren't saying aloud. I mean, you can tell when someone is nervous, interested, or defensive just by reading their body. If we categorize the body language cues, we can classify them into broad groups: comfort, discomfort, and neutrality. A relaxed posture, genuine smile, and open arms suggest comfort and ease. On the other hand, crossing arms, avoiding eye contact, or tense facial muscles may indicate discomfort or defensiveness. Let's begin with some of the most common cues and their meanings. Recognizing these will help you catch subtle signals you might have overlooked. Let's start with one of the most revealing cues: eye contact and eyebrow raises. Eye contact is powerful in any conversation.
I would look across the tables and I'd see you there with
Holding eye contact can convey confidence, interest, and sincerity. But if someone's gaze
Jarvis MP, they are part of an organisation called the
feels intense or unbroken, it could come across as intimidating or even confrontational. Similarly, eyebrow raises are a subtle but telling signal. A quick eyebrow raise can be a
Economic League.
Did you invite them, Grace?
friendly greeting or a little acknowledgement. But if someone's eyebrows are raised and their forehead is wrinkled, they could be feeling surprised or even skeptical. If you want to know how comfortable someone feels, just look at their eyebrows. There are 3 main reasons people raise their eyebrows. Surprise. Try raising your eyebrows while having a chill, casual chat with a friend. It's tough to do, right? So if someone raises their eyebrows while talking about something that isn't surprising, worrying, or scary, it's a clue that they might be feeling uneasy or uncomfortable. However, this isn't always the case and depends on the person and situation. Once you've picked up on someone's eye movements and eyebrow raises, it's time to notice what their eyes are doing next, like blinking. This tiny action can reveal a lot more than you'd expect. Have you ever noticed someone blinking rapidly during a tense moment? Increased blinking often signals stress or nervousness, while slower blinks might hint at boredom. During a job interview, for instance, someone who blinks rapidly might be feeling under pressure. While blinking can be a sign of stress or boredom, hand gestures reveal even more about what someone is thinking or feeling. Open palms usually signal honesty and a welcoming attitude. On the flip side, clenched fists or tightly held hands can indicate frustration or tension, and gestures like rubbing the hands together or touching the neck. Those are often subconscious moves to relieve stress or self-soothe. Understanding these cues can greatly affect how you interpret others' reactions. If you are in a meeting and you see someone cross their arms and lean back, instead of assuming they're bored, you might recognize that they're feeling defensive or in need of some reassurance. This awareness can be powerful, whether you're at work or in personal interactions. Did you know your feet can reveal just as much about your feelings? Our feet are like a window into our subconscious. Feet pointed towards you usually means engagement and interest, while feet angled away can suggest discomfort or disinterest. If you want to know if someone's truly invested in a group conversation, check where their feet are pointing. While our feet may reveal where our attention lies, how close or far someone stands can say even more about their comfort level. If someone steps back as you approach, it may indicate they need more personal space or time to process the interaction. Personal space preferences vary widely across cultures. For example, what feels normal in one culture might feel intrusive in another. It's helpful to consider cultural norms when interpreting body language. Generally, there are 4 zones: public space, which is 12 to 25 feet and is comfortable for strangers; social space, which is 4 to 12 feet and is suited for acquaintances; personal space, which is 1 to 4 feet and is for friends and family; and intimate space, anything less than 1 foot, reserved for very close relationships like partners. The closer someone is in terms of relationship, the closer we allow them to be physically without feeling discomfort. Beyond space and positioning, even small movements like a shoulder shrug can convey powerful messages. A genuine, symmetrical shoulder shrug often means uncertainty or lack of knowledge, but if the shrug is uneven or half-hearted, it might indicate insincerity. This small detail can help you distinguish whether someone is being honest or not. Now that we've broken down individual cues, let's step back and look at the bigger picture, which is clusters of behavior. By observing multiple signals together, you can decode what someone is truly feeling. Let's start with a type of behavior called pacifying behavior. This is one technique for spotting subtle signs of stress or discomfort. Pacifying behaviors are small movements people make when they're feeling uneasy. You might notice someone rubbing their neck, adjusting their clothes, or playing with jewelry. These small gestures can signal discomfort even if someone seems calm on the surface. When people feel uneasy, they often engage in pacifying behaviors, but discomfort can also show up in other ways, like protective barriers. It reveals when someone might be feeling guarded or closed off in a conversation. Let's take a simple example here. Have you ever noticed that when people are uncomfortable or feeling closed off, they often fold their arms or cross their legs? These behaviors act as protective barriers. Our brains feel vulnerable, so we instinctively shield ourselves by closing off. While protective barriers signal someone's need to shield themselves, leaning tells a different story. It can reveal interest, trust, or even discomfort. If someone leans in toward you while you're talking, it's a strong sign they're interested in what you're saying. But did you know it also shows respect? When people come closer and lean in during a conversation, it's like they're saying, "I trust you and I feel comfortable with you." It makes you feel valued and shows that they see you as trustworthy. On the other hand, if someone leans back, it often means they're either getting tired of the conversation or feeling a bit uncomfortable. But there's another powerful through which way people connect that is mirroring. Have you ever noticed that people often start mimicking each other's gestures and postures when they're getting along? This is called mirroring, and it's a subconscious way of building a connection. If you're in an interview and see the interviewer copying your posture, that's usually a great sign that they're feeling a connection. But if they lean back when you're leaning forward, it might signal they're feeling cautious or need more time to feel at ease. Other cues like face touching can signal stress or uncertainty. People tend to touch their faces when they're feeling unsure or when they might be hiding something. For example, someone covering their mouth while speaking could indicate that they're not fully confident in what they're saying. But micro expressions take this to a whole new level. These quick, fleeting facial cues can reveal what someone feels before they even know it themselves. For example, someone might briefly scowl before they force a smile. Because these micro expressions are often involuntary, they can reveal underlying emotions like anger, fear, or surprise. Always interpret body language within its context, as meanings vary by setting, culture, and situation. For instance, touching the face might indicate nervousness in a high-stakes situation like a job interview, but in a casual setting, it could just mean someone has an itch. When you begin looking for clusters of behavior, you'll find it's easier to draw more accurate conclusions. For instance, if someone is avoiding eye contact, touching their neck, and clenching their fists, these combined signals likely suggest discomfort or stress. By reading these clusters, you're no longer just interpreting individual cues, but you're uncovering the full story behind them. You must be thinking that you know enough to decode the subtle messages people send with their body language. But there's more to explore, especially when it comes to people who are harder to read. Have you ever heard of the INFJ personality type? They're known for being mysterious, complex, and almost impossible to read. But what makes their body language so unique? You're about to find out in the next video.